Small batch wines from single premium vineyard sources that are literally changing people's lives. You have to hear this story. Thanks for joining me today here in the middle of the Oakville Station Vineyard. Very famous vineyard, very well known. So let's jump in to first and foremost, kind of how you developed your passion for winemaking and what led you down this road.
The first rule is you have to have a drink, because then it'll make more sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right.
So why am I a winemaker? That's a great question. I think I'm a winemaker because I love food, wine, and people, and they're naturals to go together. When I moved to California in the mid-'80s, I was in my initial stages of learning about those things, and through coming up to Napa at that time is so inexpensive. I remember buying Caymus Special Select for $26 and drinking a whitewater rafting
down the American River.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was in the old days.
More of those in the cellar.
But then through meeting people and tasting wine, learning about wine, you develop a passion for understanding wine. And as you learn more about wine, you learn more about food. And it applies to other things, whether it be beer or liquor or anything else. You start paying attention to subtle things and you get that much more out of life. Somehow I had this wild idea. Karen's not sure it was the right idea, but we've been doing it now for 13 years of starting our own commercial winery, which we started in 2005 with the first bottling.
I think it helps because we live in Davis, and UC Davis is the world-renowned viticulture and enology school.
Yes.
And Craig's also a world-renowned ears, nose, and throat surgeon, and it kind of goes hand in hand. What better, specialty to know ears, nose, and throat, taste, sensory, and from the inside out, and then to have the best school to go and further your knowledge in the viticulture and enology area.
Well, you're right, because we've had some great friendships of people we've known through the enology department, where there's people you can just call on the phone and talk to, and plus we have a bunch of great friends that are winemakers up in Napa, and so it is a very easy transition to not be like a complete novice. You have expertise to rely upon, and people say wine makes itself. It does, but if you want really good wine, you have to figure out how to manipulate it a little bit to get the result that you want at the end.
100% of our profits go towards our surgical outreaches to repair cleft lip and cleft palate.
Right, which is huge.
So that's win-win.
Yes.
My goal here in our wines is I try to create a wine that stimulates your whole tongue. So my cabs have some Cabernet Franc in them. This one here I think has 10% Cabernet Franc and 10% Merlot. But the Cabernet Franc adds a flavor to the sides and back of your tongue, so you get a rounder, more fulfilling flavor on your tongue when you taste it. We focus on Napa Valley cabs because we have this amazing source of fruit here, but I'm a scientist, and the person that taught me made basically Bordeaux blends, which would be Cab and Merlot and Cab Franc kinds of things. And very quickly I decided I wanted to make other wines because that's my nature, to be experimental and things. And so I started making Pinot Noir in 2012 and commercially in 2005. And Pinot Noir is a big passion of mine. Pinot Noir is an amazing grape.
Love Pinot.
It goes with so many things, and it doesn't have as much alcohol in it and things. So we have a bottle for dinner, and it's uncommon to have any of that left.
Right.
Whereas you open a bottle of Cab, and maybe you don't want to finish the whole bottle and things. And it goes with cheese, it goes with pasta and fish and meat.
Craig loves a challenge as well. And so we know Pinot Noir is a thin-skinned grape, temperamental.
You're like, so it's perfect for him.
I know. It's the challenge of making this difficult grape into something that is.
So one of my funny sayings, or I think it's funny, Karen thinks it's whatever. Cab is lots of grape. And so underneath that grape can hide all kinds of things. It's like wine in a sweatshirt. Who knows what's underneath there?
I've never heard that before. I love that.
Pinot is wine in a negligee. Everything you do in Pinot shows. And so you're rewarded for making great Pinot, but if you make a bad Pinot, it's going to show as well. So you really got to be fastidious about what you do with that grape. And we have a fabulous grower named Francis Mahoney, Irishman, in Caneros, and he has really worked with me to get the rows of grapes that I want to make the Pinot that I want. And I'm very passionate about my cab, but my Pinot I'm very, very proud of. Cheers to that one.
Yes.
We love this story of how the Senders turned their passion for winemaking into goodwill. To borrow their phrase, take a sip and save a lit. You'll be glad you did.